Hey guys, Bronco Car 92 here. For today's project, I'm going to show you how to install a Beans diesel fuel sump on a Dodge pickup truck. Here you go. For those of you who've been watching my channel, you'll know about my 95 Dodge truck here that I converted over to diesel a few years ago. Recently we put this FASS fuel system in place over here. Try to get a shot of that. Alright, so basically that system is designed to eliminate the original mechanical lift pump, water separator, etc. that is on the 12-valve engine, and replaces it with an electric fuel pump that draws right out of the tank, has two fuel filters, nice water separator, and it's also designed to remove the aeration out of the fuel. Diesel fuel tends to get foamy, especially the fuel that gets dumped back into the tank from the return system. So the FASS system basically will remove the air out of the fuel, and supposedly you have purer fuel, more power, etc., etc., etc. I mainly did it because I was having what was called quarter tank syndrome. The original system in this truck has no lift pump in the tank at all, and as a result, when the tank gets low, you tend to run out of fuel, even though you still have fuel in the tank, 5 or so gallons. It's not a good idea to run the fuel that low, but there are certain instances where you don't have much of a choice and you need to get somewhere. So this system has a draw straw that goes down into the bottom of the tank that you're supposed to put about 1/8 of an inch off the floor of the tank. I found that under hard acceleration, even when I have more than 1/4 of a tank in this truck, I'm basically cavitating and almost stalling out. I can kind of tell the truck feels like it really has no power. You'll pull over and the engine will just quit, and the pump won't really be making any noise. You'll crack one of the filters and then it'll prime itself again and you can get going. And then just remember not to give it too much throttle and get yourself to a fuel station. So anyway, to eliminate that, I'm putting in a sump kit. I went for the Beans diesel one. I have another viewer or subscriber that put one in his truck, Killog69. And he's very happy with it, so I figured I'd give it a go. So anyway, enough rambling. Let me show you what I'm doing. Okay, so here's our sump from Beans Diesel. Basically, you get the sump kit, and they send you a nice hole saw. It comes with a push lock fitting on it for 1/2-inch hose. I requested that they put a 5/8 hose on here because the draw on the FASS system is 5/8. And the guy said to me, "Yeah, no problem. We'll do that. We'll make a shipping note." Well, I guess they forgot because it was shipped this way. So I ran over to my favorite hydraulic shop and asked him for a 3/8 NPT fitting with a 5/8 end on it, or number 10, and he said they don't make such a thing. So the way we got around that is we got a number 10 flare fitting JIC with 3/8 NPT. And a fitting, and of course I have another fitting for the other side that goes onto the pump, and 4 foot of hose. This here in this bag here, this is just a cap. I'm going to cap off the original draw hose until I have a chance to remove the bed and remove the original hose. So anyhow, let's get started. Alright, so first off we got to drain the tank out. I guess the easiest way to do it is just to remove the supply line to the engine pump and turn the key on and pump the tank out. So once I get this tank pumped out, I'll put you back on and we'll go to step 2. Alright, so from the best I can tell, this point right here is the lowest part of the tank. Since it seems that I'm incapable of doing anything without spilling fuel all over the place, I've got this under here. Well, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I have a pan under here and I've got a bucket ready to go. I've got the front of the truck jacked up, so hopefully I've got 90% of the fuel out of here. So let's see what happens. So now the nice thing is that they give you a hole saw. And I think that's a good idea, so at least you don't buy the wrong size one and then have a leak. So here goes nothing. I guess we're low enough, we're back enough that we're not going to have any leakage. That's good. And there we go. There's my float arm right there, and there's my draw straw, which we won't be using anymore. I'm just going to grab a deburring tool. Now, since diesel fuel really contains bacteria in it, it's probably a good idea to wear gloves. You don't have to. My personal preference is do it, because if you've got a cut, you can get sick. Alright, so once you've got all that deburred, what you're going to do now is stick the sump in place. Okay, so here's our sump kit. I switched out the fitting. Didn't think you needed to see me do that. And get this screw out of here. Basically, all you need to do is feed this up into the hole, and then bolt the sump to it. Now, the instructions state that if this piece here spins, you could stick a screwdriver through this drain hole here and keep it from spinning. But I kind of noticed that, you know, this is actually a standpipe area here, so debris will collect in here, and then your fuel actually comes through here. So this way, any debris that's caught in here won't actually go into your fuel pump. Now, if you just kind of let this thing like go anywhere, you could actually let debris fall right in there. So I think the original idea of this hole here is so basically when you do install this, that everything is aligned and the debris falls into here and can't get to the standpipe area. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it that way. So feed this up into the tank. This. hands would be really nice. Now the thing I like about this sump kit is that there's only one hole and not a whole bunch around the perimeter that have a potential to leak. So, just gonna leave this like this. I'm gonna grab my hose and figure out exactly where I'm gonna orient this, and then we'll tighten this to spec. So, back in a sec. Okay, so I basically situated the hose going straight back, which actually puts the opening at the front of the tank here, which I think is good. And then, of course, for acceleration, all the fuel sloshed to the back of the pickup. I got my hose loosely on here, so I'm just gonna torque this. This extension right here. The spec on this is 22 foot-pounds. That, and then the drain screw, I put a little Loctite 243 on there. It's solvent resistant, so it's like a sealer. Alright, finally tighten up our line. That's that. So I'm going to fill the tank up with fuel now and see what happens. Alright, one more look at this just so you get an idea what this looks like. There's the sump. There's a line going up. I didn't want it to rub against anything moving, so I put it between the frame and the rigid part of the e-brake cable. It goes up and around and to the inlet of the pump. And here's my old pickup here that's just capped off. I'm going to zip tie that out of the way and remove that at another time. So, all right, so while I waited for the battery to charge up, I took the truck for a quick ride, and everything seems to be good, looking good. No leaks. Seems to run fine. Alright, so that brings another video to a close. So, as always, thanks for watching Bronco Carl 92, and we'll see you on the next project. Take care, gang.